guys, it's Trav and Jay with Trav and Jay Outdoors. On today's how-to video, we're going to do a little bit of bait identification. We're kind of going through some of Travis's tackle box, going through the different baits, lures, showing you guys what they do, what they're used for, what we like to use, just kind of any tips we have for you guys. So I'm going to start us off going through this little box here. First we got some bass jigs. As you can see, there's a hook here underneath. You got these little wiry type things that's used to make the lure weedless. So going through weeds, it's going to block the hook from getting hooked on anything. There's different colors you can use, depending on the water that you're using, how the sun is shining that day. The fish are going to bite on different things, different days, so try different colors. A couple more examples here, just different colors, different sizes. And if you wanted to, you can actually add some jigs onto the hook. There's a hook on the lure already. You can add jigs onto the hook if you wanted to, just to spice things up. Maybe that'll help get a fish to bite on it, whatever you do. Another example, here's a smaller one here. They come in all different sizes, all different colors, just trying different things based on the weather, whatever's going on. Also, here's another one, a white one. So the bass jigs are really used for both largemouth and smallmouth bass. It's in the name, bass jigs. So that's what really used. They're used to catch bass. You can obviously catch other things, but primarily that's what you want to use to catch bass with. Moving on, we've got some rooster tails. These are very similar to spinner baits, but they have the little feathery things here at the bottom. Basically, the rooster tail, it has this shiny metal piece here that's going to spin around in the water, kind of just like a spinner bait does. So basically, you catch the fish on the treble hook, just like spinner baits here. Here's an example of the spinner bait, just as how the rooster tail. It's basically the same thing, almost. These can be used to catch pretty much anything. You can catch bass, crappie, bluegill, anything like that. I've caught just about everything. This is one of my favorite baits to use. I know Travis uses them as well.
You also catch trout on them.
So as you can see, they come in all different colors, all different sizes. Travis's tackle box is a mess. I'm working with what I got here.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Here we've got a larger spinner bait. It's the same principle as the smaller spinner bait I showed you. It has a little shiny metal piece that's going to shine. The sun's going to reflect off of that when it's spinning in the water. Once again, you have the hook here. You can put another bait on that if you wanted to. You can put worms. You can put different jigs on there if you wanted to try to catch things. Once again, these come in all different colors. Depending on the weather that day, what color the water is. You can try different colors, different sizes. Here's an example of what we call a buzz bait. Basically just the same thing as a spinner bait. It has something on here that spins around the water. I'm sure it makes noise in the water, attracts the fish, kind of buzzes around. I guess that's where it gets the name. And here we have what we call a chatterbait. This is one of my favorites. I know it's one of Travis's favorites. Basically it's the same principle as the spinner bait again, except when going in the water, this little metal piece here is going to go up and down, bouncing in the water, and it kind of makes a sound, makes a vibration, which the fish can pick up on. And come to the lure. Once again, it comes in all different shapes and colors. All these baits are good for bass fishing mostly, but once again, you can catch pretty much anything on these, as long as you're using the right size, the right color for the day. And you can put different jigs on the ends of these as well, just like you can with the spinner baits and the bass jigs. And here's an example of what we call a topwater lure, topwater popper. So basically you just hook it on your line, you just drag it through the top of the water, you kind of pop it as you're going through to attract the fish. I think it's supposed to give off the example of like a wounded small bait fish. You got 3 different treble hooks here. Pretty good for using in topwater, for topwater fishing and trying to stay weedless if you can. The last one out of this box, we have a little swim bait here. Super simple, just a little fish. Once again, these come in all different colors, different sizes. Yeah, these just swim through a little water. It looks like a little fish going through. These are used for bass as well. There you go.
Alright guys, so we're going to move over to my section. So what I have is a bunch of little grubs, little jigs, little tubes. So this is my box of magical colors. And let me tell you, I use jigs and tubes and grubs for all kinds of different things. Like you can catch bass on, you can catch crappie on. I've caught bluegill on, you can catch catfish on. I've caught catfish on. These things can do it all. So what you see in here, I have a whole thing, if I can get them untangled. These are little jig heads, little jig weights. You'll have a little weight here, one off the hook. And then you'll take one of these little grubs. You can slide on there. Slide up on there. And there you go. You got your little grub ball swimming in the water. Little tail kind of spins around. Pretty cool. So, like I said, I use this for a variety of different things. You can see these are little tubes. These are primarily used for crappie. There's different colors. You got brown, pink, dark blue, and green. My favorite is the red and green. To me, these catch more than anything. I even have some larger tubes. So just for when I get in some bigger water, back when we were at Rough River, I used these bigger tubes here to catch a lot of bass. Bass are hitting these things like crazy there. It's awesome. I even have a few of these. These are kind of like little braided jig heads. They got little feather tails on them. And then I even have some ginormous jig weights. I use these for down to dam to catch large fish that never bite. But yeah. So that's my magical box of little jig stuff. I'm going to move on to my next box. So I showed you in an earlier video how to do a Texas rig. So this is my box of worms. As you can see, there's different colors. These are all 5-inch worms, but got like dark green ones. I have a green with like a light belly, dark blue with some speckles. And then I have some Doom Super Flukes in here. Doom Super Flukes are a very universal bait. They're used primarily in rivers and stuff like that because people can catch all kinds of stuff on these things. But I have all those in there. The thing that Jordan kind of showed earlier, I have these in here as well. And then I have various hooks. So these are just various hooks you can use to attach worms on. Kind of a straight lace one. I have really big ones. And then little smaller ones from there. So, but that is kind of all the baits that we use for like bass fishing, crappie fishing, bluegill fishing. Of course, I have other stuff in my tackle box like bobbers and hooks and split waist stuff when we want to go out and just do a little bit of bobber fishing or have some kind of fun that day. But hope you guys enjoyed this section of our how-to video. And until next time, guys, keep it real.